Hi everyone, welcome to our Bali Catspace. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk you around the boat. I'm going to show you all the features. I'm going to show you the ins and the outs. I'm going to show you the things we like about the boat. And I'm also going to point out some things we don't like about the boat. And let's go see the boat. Come on.
I'm Michelle. And this is Chris. And that's Mr. Digit. We traded our 9-to-5 and hometown comforts for a life of adventure and spontaneity. This is not just our journey, it's yours too. Let's explore together. Be sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you never miss an episode.
This is the brand new Bali Catspace. It just came out of the shipyard this year. It's the 2025 model. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to walk you around the boat. I'm going to show you all the features. I'm going to show you the ins and the outs. I'm going to show you the things we like about the boat. And I'm also going to point out some things we don't like about the boat. And when we were looking to make our big purchase, we noticed that there weren't a lot of resources available online. So we wanted to take some time today to really showcase our vessel and help people understand a little bit more about what makes this boat unique. And there are quite a few unique features I think you'll see. So we're going to take a little bit of a walk through and let's go see the boat. Come on. Hey, come on board. So when we were looking to make our purchase, we were a little bit torn at first between going with a monohull versus going on to a catamaran. And we decided that we would much rather be on a catamaran because of the extra stability it provides, the extra living space that comes with it. But there's some big drawbacks to catamarans. The bigger boats are more expensive to store in marinas. It's harder to get a boat slip. It's more expensive to haul them out. And so the catamarans start to come with bigger costs and some extra challenges, especially when they become larger. One of the reasons we really liked the Bali Catspace was because this vessel is 12.55 meters long, which means it's one of the shorter cat spaces that you can purchase on the market today, but it's full of a ton of living space, which I'll show you. For example, this is the shortest vessel that you can get that has a flybridge. We're telling some of our friends that, hey, we're buying a catamaran. It's 12.55 meters and it has a flybridge. They didn't believe us, but it's a really cool feature that I'm going to show you when we get up there. But for now, what we're going to do is let's start here on the outside of the boat. We'll actually start at the stern. We'll walk through, and then afterwards I'll take you inside and show you some of the inside cabins. Sounds good? It's a really cool place to hang out back here with the dog at the stern of the boat. You can see behind me, we have our dinghy. We purchased it separate from the boat. We picked it up in Tulum, where we picked this vessel up. It is attached to the davits, and the line for the davits runs up to the helm, and we can actually use the electric winch up there to bring the dinghy in and out of the water, which is super helpful. I mean, I'm strong enough to do it, but honestly, I just prefer the electric winch. It's so much more pleasant. Plus, it means that anybody else can do it too. Our electric engine for the dinghy is super cool. This is the Torqeedo. It's the Travel 903, and I was surprised. I didn't think we were going to have an electric engine for the dinghy, but the head comes off of it, and Michelle and I, we can bring it here into the boat, and we can plug it up and charge it even when we're underway, or if we're at anchor somewhere, we can charge up that engine, and it's like we don't need gas for it. We just plug it in, drop the dinghy, and away we go. So that's a really super cool feature. Underneath me here, this bench is full of storage. We have 4 tanks for the butane, They're using butane out here in France. It's more efficient than propane. So we have our butane tanks are in here. We also have our emergency life raft, and I'm not going to take it out to show you. Hopefully we never need it, but it's in there. And there's actually a release under the boat where if the vessel were to flip upside down, worst case scenario, the emergency raft will actually pop out the bottom of the boat and inflate out there, and so we can be off to safety. So that's kind of neat. So another neat thing is this boat has a plancha, which is, I didn't know what this was at first. I think it's a European thing, but it's sort of like their equivalent of the barbecue. But it's got a flat top cooking element. It's powered by the butane, and this is where Michelle comes to make all her magnificent creations. French toast and crepes and whatever, steaks. You know, we do it all back here. So that's really cool. And onto the other side, this is where we keep our engine fluids, we keep our extra oil, the hose, we keep our power outlet for when we're plugged in at the marina, and that's all here. One of the other really cool features about this boat that we absolutely love, a lot of the other small catamarans, they have an outdoor dining space here. This boat doesn't have one at the back of the boat. It does have some outdoor dining at the front of the boat, which is nice. But back here, you'll notice there's no extra outside table. And we think that's a huge benefit because our main dining table is right here. But this door, it has an electric engine and it rolls up and down. So our table here can be enclosed when it's cold and windy, or it can be open on gorgeous sunny days. And you can see we have these windows wide open here. So our dining area right now at present is quite open, and we love that. Let me show you the door rolling up. It's a really cool feature. So we think that's one of the highlights of the boat, and it kind of creates a great use of space for this dining area. Welcome to the bow of the boat. First thing you'll notice is this part of the boat has no trampoline. Instead, it's got this huge outdoor lounge area. You'll notice we have 2 outside tables out here, and like there's a lot of seating. Like you could fit quite a number of people out here, and you could be having a good time very comfortably. You'll often see Michelle and I out here in the mornings having espresso and a French pastry, or towards the end of the day, we'll be out here with some snacks and a glass of wine. And this is probably one of my favorite places to lounge and hang out outside. Well, the flybridge is really cool too, but I'll show you that in a moment. And of course we have our anchor well. And one of the things I love is there's actually a control for the electric winch up at the helm station. And so normally Michelle and I drop the anchor and raise it together, but in theory, one person could do it. One person could sit up there at the helm and use the electric control to raise and lower the anchor. So that's amazing. See right here that we had our own Starlink installed on this boat for reliable internet on the water. This thing has been a lifesaver for Michelle and I can't believe how fast and how reliable Starlink on the boat has been. So thumbs up to that. But come on with me I want to show you the flybridge. So this has got to be one of my favorite features of this boat. The flybridge. It's this like extra level, huge living space that no other catamaran of this size has. And to me, it makes this extra living space, it makes this feel like this boat is significantly larger than it is. It's really tremendous. Behind me, we have our cushioned beds, which I like to lie out here with Mr. Gidget on sunny days, or when we're sailing and underway. This is a really awesome place to hang out, relax, enjoy the water, and enjoy the sun. Mr. Gidget likes hanging up here with me, which is pretty cool. The flybridge has access from both sides. Got one on my left and one on my right, so you can get up from either direction. We've only had this boat for, I guess, 6 weeks now, and Michelle and I have already done some 40 knot, 50 knot passages in some gross weather, some rough seas, and so the Bimini has really helped us by, staying out here. It's the winter time in France right now, so we've had some cold days on the water, and to be honest, I don't think we'd be out here without the Bimini. It's been the difference between sailing and not sailing. Let me show you my favorite window on the boat. It's this little tiny one right here, and it opens on the inside. And so when it's gross and cold and I've got the Bimini shut in here, Michelle can be downstairs in the galley, and she can pass me hot chocolate and snacks. The other day, she fed me a whole blanket through the window. So it's my favorite window on the boat. So we got helm station here. Of course, we've got our chart plotter. It's big. We've got the port starboard engines. I've got my autopilot, which I use just about every time we're out at sea. And this is the electric windlass that I was telling you about. So from here I can raise and lower the anchor chain, which is really cool. And I can see the depth that we've let out, which you don't get up there at the windlass. And so when we're dropping anchor, normally it's Michelle up there at the windlass, and I can stand here and I can call out and tell her how much anchor chain we've let out. So that's been really cool. This is our electric winch. I can up here. So we use that for the mainsail, of course. I don't really like doing the mainsail by hand. I'm an electric winch kind of guy. So that's been great. Again, it also plugs in to raise the dinghy in and out of the water. So really like having the electric winch on the boat. Something I've never experienced until I got into the Bali Catspace was the self-tacking Genoa. Such a cool feature. When we're out on the water, we got the mainsail out and we got the foresail out, and you're gonna tack or jibe and you gotta rummage through all the lines. Having the self-tacking Genoa just makes it so easy, especially if I'm by myself at the helm. All I gotta worry about is what the mainsail is doing, and this thing just pops back and forth all by itself. Really awesome. Come with me and I'll take you inside the boat. Right. So we're inside now, and thankfully we are filming this in France wintertime, and so we started to have a little bit of a winter breeze coming out there. So it feels really good to close the door, close the windows, and we don't have them on right now, but we could turn the heater on if it starts to get a little bit chilly in here. So we have lots of seating in this room, and there is storage in all of the sofas. We're keeping a lot of emergency equipment and spare parts in there. We got some life vests that we aren't using. One of the really neat things about this boat is we've got a ton of extra storage here in the dining table. Michelle and I are storing about a case of wine right now, a case of French Bordeaux, actually. So that's what we keep inside of our dining table. So that's really nice. This particular boat came with what they call the Elegance package, and that's got a bunch of fancy finishings and chrome this and that, or I guess steel this and that throughout. And one of the things that this comes with is it has some extra lighting. And so we've got the main inside lights, we've got some outside lights, and we have some extra ambient light. And this is my favorite button. This is the party light. Let me show you.
As many of you know, Chris doesn't hang out in this area of the boat very much. He doesn't actually know where anything is at the moment. So I will show you around the galley. One really cool feature I like about this galley compared to other galleys is we have our own dishwasher on board. It's quite small compared to your home dishwasher, and it uses a little bit more water than we would hope. So we try to only use it when we're in port, when we have unlimited water and power. Next to the dishwasher, we have our recycling and garbage. These are really nice because they come right out and we can take them off board with us and deposit anything we need to in the recycling and garbage facilities, as well as all the supplies we need for dishwasher and of course hand washing. The sink is nice and big, which is lovely. It's 2 sinks. We have 3 taps, which is quite an interesting feature. This one is our water maker, salt water, and hot and cold water that's mixed and blended from our water tank. We also have a microwave on board, really wonderful luxury because of course Mr. Gidget eats hot food. So we really enjoy this for quick reheats on Mr. Gidget's protein for the day. Also uses a fair bit of electricity, so we primarily try to use it while we're on shore power, but our batteries do allow for it if nothing else is running. For example, heaters and washing machines and things like that. This is our indoor cooking station. It uses the same fuel as the plancha outside. We're using butane. Butane is a much more efficient fuel, as they say. It's a smaller canister. So we have our 3-burner stove powered by butane, and we have our gas oven powered by butane. We also have in storage right now, but there's an apparatus that gets attached to this if I wanted to cook underway in heavy seas. It would actually hold the pots. I have them reserved for when we need them. As well as sunken cabinets to hold things like olive oil and our spices, and things that don't go in the refrigerator. I'm going to show you my favorite cabinet. We have just installed some really cool appliances on the boat. We have a toaster, a milk frother, and a tea kettle, all from the Smeg brand. And we're just so pleased to have these really cool appliances on board to, of course, bring us a little bit of joy every day with our cappuccinos and our toast, but also a little bit of class with the very cool designed Smeg products. So the Bali Catspace has this wonderful window that opens up into the front of the boat. It's wonderful for a breeze. This winter it's been wonderful for condensation that we build from cooking, and in the summer it's going to be wonderful when people are sitting out here because I can pass them snacks and drinks through this window. We have a full-size fridge and freezer on board, which is really lovely for extra storage and freezing wonderful things that we want for later. With a very important feature, the locking door handles. We've learned by experience that you must lock the fridge before you go underway. We have lost a few things out of the top of the fridge. Really lovely drawers and organization to put everything away. And the freezer has lovely drawers that are very helpful for storing things long term.
Oh, you're still here. This is the navigation desk. We've got our chart plotter here, similar to the one we saw upstairs, but a little bit smaller. And we have the autopilot. And one of the great things about the nav desk is when I have the autopilot on, I can make minor course corrections right from here inside. So there's been a couple times where Michelle's made a nice meal. I've come down here to eat with her, and I can check on the boat and I can make small adjustments. You know, I still gotta keep my eye out, of course. I'm still on watch, but you can make alterations to the boat's course from in here, which is really cool. Desk, oh.
Talk about what it is.
Oh, we have this is our AIS alarm. Just went off here. It's nothing to be concerned about right now. We're safely tied into the marina. But we have our desk here, which we keep some, charts and some iPad and some equipment and things here. And I often use this space during the day to do desk work. I'll pull out the laptop, I'll pull out the iPad to chart our course, or I'll get a few emails done, or whatever the day brings. From sitting here in this position, I can do things, and I have great line of sight through the giant bay windows. So I can really get a full, call it 180-degree view right from the navigation desk here, which is a great feature to have. Okay, over here on my left, we have our electronics. Starting from the left here, we have our display that shows us our battery charge, currently at 94%. It's got our bilge, it's got our fuel, it's got our water levels. Michelle, we got to fill up water. We're looking a little low. I got 14% on the port side and 26% on the starboard side. So I've got to take care of that before we can shower again. But those electronics are really nice, and I can control the ambient lighting from here as well, which is a special feature. This is our water maker here. Michelle and I are living aboard the boat, and so having access to fresh water while we're at anchor or while we're underway has been really wonderful. We have all of our electronic controls, and these guys are for our bilge pumps in each of the hulls. This is for the generator. This boat is equipped with solar, and the batteries charge when the engines are on, but this gives us that extra power that we need when we are sitting at anchor.
So I'd like to talk a little bit more about storage aboard. We've got all these lovely cabinets which are equipped with storage. Very important for the Italian on board. You have canned tomato sauce. Sorry, it's not homemade. We also have holes in the floor, which are covered with a floorboard that's easily removable. This one is our business one. It happens to have a printer and tripod and other video equipment that we have. This is Chris's hold, but we have a first aid hold, we have tools, and of course in this hold is our batteries. This little hold up here is for our flags. We have an extra Canadian flag for when ours gets ratty, as well as the entire Mediterranean coast line of flags. So we're ready to change the courtesy flag at any time when we can go into different countries. In here we have all of our control panels for different operation systems on the boat. Of course, we have our climatization air conditioner system. We have our solar panel regulator. We have the control unit that switches from AC to DC power, and the inverter. This is also the fridge inverter, as well as our main power bank for the boat. If we flip a breaker, this is where we can go to look. We also have a second breaker panel. That's the main breaker panel in one of the engine rooms. Really handy, good to know fact. The main the main breaker panel for the boat is in the port engine room. Moving along over here, we have all of our fuses. So if we have an issue with their fuse system, they're all right here, as well as the converter from shore power to the generator. Up here we have the different big mechanical systems that need extra power and can be turned off independently from the rest. Of course, winches and the windlass for sailing. We have our hinged door that can be turned off and on, and our water maker that we only use at anchor. So one unique factor of our boat is we have an owner's version of the Bali Catspace. Most of the other Catspaces on the market are built for charter fleets. Charter fleets typically like to have as many people on board as they can. With the owner's version, the entire portside pontoon is built for the owner's cabin. Very unique and very helpful for us living on board to have a little bit more space and those creature comforts that we like to have. Come out and I'll show you the portside master cabin. One of the things Chris mentioned before was we have the fancy lighting package, or the ambient lighting package. This lovely light is included in that, as well as the lights above the headboard. The lights above the headboard are in all cabins. So we have 6 of these beautiful reading lamps, which we found out after the fact have a USB port in the bottom of them, so you can charge your phone and other electronic devices there. We also have the European electronic on board. We did the European plug system. It's your choice when you get your boat built, and we leaned towards the European plug system because we were picking it up in Europe. Underneath the bed, we have extra storage available. I'm currently using it for our cleaning supplies, as they're bulky and we only use them when we're cleaning. Over on this side of the cabin, we have 2 storage facilities. We're using them currently for backup clothing, summer-winter rotation, those kinds of things. And under the bed, we have our shoe cabinet. Wonderful option that not everybody gets added to the boat is the heater and air conditioning climatization package. In this boat, the heating systems are actually underneath and to the back of our bed, and the heating vents actually come out onto the floor and right under the bed, so when you're cold at night, the heat's right where you need it. We couldn't be on board in the winter in France without the heating package. This right here is the control panel for the heating and air conditioning system. It goes from heat to dehumidifier to regular, which will just go on and off as itself. I don't like this feature because the AC has to be turned on separately, so I would just prefer to have the fan on high or the AC on primarily. Over here you can also control the fan. It goes from low fan to high fan and to super high fan. And then below here is the temperature setting, so you can turn it down. Currently, the heat setting, it always resets to 24. We like to have it around 17-18 degrees because we find overnight that's a good temperature to keep you nice and cozy in bed. Right here is the escape hatch, or we prefer to call it the Gidget observation window. Regularly we see schools of fish swimming underneath the boat through this window, and Gidget really enjoys the experience when it happens. It does say to remove this locking rod when sailing, so that obviously can be accessed by either side of this window. This is a safety feature. It's in both aft cabins. So we have it in our primary, and the aft cabin on the starboard side has one as well. The forward cabin on the starboard side has an escape hatch that's out the window. As well, we have that on this side of the cabin. It's in our bathroom. So this is what I fondly call my princess station. I was very excited. A little messy, but it opens up to a nice beautiful mirror to do your makeup and do your hair. I have all my hair and jewelry in this section. As well as above, there's all kinds of storage for different things. I have my work and of course pleasure. I've got books and stuff up here, as well as in this cabinet we have Mr. Gidget's harnesses and jacket. Below is another storage facility. We currently have it full of Gidget supplies. This comes off, and this comes up, and we have Gidget pee pads down here, ready to go. Also, it's Mr. Gidget binder, which has all of his immunization records from Canada and France. On this side, we have a full-length mirror and the door. What's a really nice feature is it closes and locks. And then we have access to this lower storage unit that has Mr. Gidget's pram and his beauty supplies for when we groom him. As we leave this center section of our primary, we're going to walk into our wardrobe. We have quite a bit of storage here. We have our walk-in closet, bathroom door, walk-in closet that we have done a modification to keep it open while we're underway. It did come with a locking mechanism, so it was rattling while we were underway, so we added a quick hook, and it's nice and secure. We have Chris's clothing on this side, as well as his personal items, and then on this side we share personal items for our storage unit. And then my side here has hanging clothing on this side. We have quite a bit of storage. All of these lower cabinets open, and this one is all the back end of the electronics, because of course the nav desk is on the other side of this wall. So here we can remove this panel, and we've got all kinds of switches and plugs and electrical things that we can modify if needed. Through this door we have our master bathroom. Below in this cabinet, they put on, this is a custom cabinet for us. This is our laundry machine. It is a washer-dryer combo, and it fits nicely in this cabinet, which dampens the noise that it produces. And we're really, really pleased to have this on board because it means we can do laundry and live on board very comfortably. Another unique feature that we upgraded to was the fly screens. A very important factor. Not so much right now in the winter, but in the summer, these fly screens are going to be very important for all the bugs that we don't want on board. So we've got our fly screens ready to go, so we can get some nice fresh sea air without the pests that come along with that. Beside the washing machine, we have our electric toilet. This is a unique feature on the Bali Catspace, as most boat toilets are plunge toilets. This is an electric toilet and has, of course, a light flush and a full flush. Behind me is our stand-up shower. We're very happy to have a walk-in shower with shower head. Very nice and comfortable. Below both of these hatches is the pumping system for the electric toilet, and of course our washer, dryer, and shower. The electric toilet is pumped into our bilge, and the washer, dryer, and shower are pumped out. So we use eco-friendly soap on board to ensure that we don't harm any of the fishes. Really nice storage facility right under the sink. We have laundry soap, some extra hygiene soap bars, and of course toilet paper. And then above the sink, we have all of our personal items you can imagine, toothbrushes, mouthwash, etc. Quite a bit of storage above the sink and below the sink, as well as we have this beautiful linen cabinet beside the shower. Currently not full, but will be filled shortly of towels and extra linens. On the starboard side of the boat, we have our 2 guest berths. Come on down and I'll show you. This is the forward cabin, but before we get there, we have a little bit of storage here. I use it primarily for extra bathroom support and supplies. As you can see, there's a lot of electronic lines and pumps. This is all the system that goes into the bathrooms, the 2 bathrooms down here, as well as supports the kitchen drains. This is the forward berth. We have a lovely elevated bed. This is elevated and turned because of the configuration of the boat. Very nice platform with light below. It has a step up into it. In this cabin, we also have the extra bed option, which we can pull out and add the cushions as necessary for the second bed. I really like this feature because if you're traveling with children or you just need an extra bed on board, it's available as needed. Of course, there's a reading light with the USB port and 2 USB ports above. Behind me, we have our storage for hanging clothes. And on this side, we have our wet head for your shower and bathroom needs. So this is what you call a wet head. Everything is meant to be wet in here or can get wet. So below we have storage, of course, for paper towel and extra hygiene needs that you need in the bathroom, as well as your electric toilet. Just like on the other side, it has a control button here and the toilet paper cover. So while you're using the shower, you can cover your toilet paper so it doesn't get wet. So the tap then converts to your shower head. You just take off your shower head here, attach it to the shower facility, and mix your heat and your water as needed. Here we have the escape hatch or fish viewing window. We have the climatization control panel, as well as extra storage bags on either side of the walls here. Here we have hanging clothes storage, as well as the extra life vests we have on board for when guests occupy these cabins. This cabin also has its own bathroom. Through here, the light switch is on this side. It is also a wet head, just like the other side, the other cabin. We have an electronic toilet with control panel here, as well as the toilet cover for when you're having your shower, the shower head control, and your tap is here. We have storage below, just like in the other cabin.
Would you pass me my other dog? Okay, you guys, that concludes our tour of the Bali Catspace. I hope we showed you everything. I know, that was a whirlwind. We covered so much stuff. But I tell you what, one, let us know in the comments what you thought. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What didn't you like? And 2, if you have any questions about the Bali Catspace, drop them in the comments. We read them all. We'll respond to every one of them. We're on the boat. If you need to know something, let us know in the comments, and we will try to respond. We will respond to every single one of them. So, thanks for watching, you guys. Safe sails.